Where is my car? No, seriously, where is my car? Hey, what's up, YouTube world? It's Ryan from Riding in Style. And today I'm just going to talk about some of the issues that I went through with trying to ship my car overseas. So here I am in Texas, and I'm waiting very patiently for my car to arrive. Now, some of the excuse me, some of the issues you may have is the boat. If you're shipping it overseas, there's a huge inspection process and they've turned a lot of cars away. But I've passed that. Those of you that seen my last video of saying goodbye to my Charger while I dropped it off at the pier, there was no issues. With that, you have to only keep like about a quarter to an eighth tank of gas, and you can't leave anything in your car that's not attached to the car, not even like the visor for the windshield. So that's one issue you could come across, is your car not passing the inspection. And what I mean by inspection is, even if your car is dirty, they will turn you around to go get it washed, just so that it will reveal any blemishes that could be covered by a dirty car. But that went all smoothly. The issues I had was once I arrived here to Texas. Now what I did was I found out later they're a broker company. I thought it was a trucking company to truck it, because the shipping company was taking my car from Hawaii overseas to San Diego. And then the trucking company was supposed to pick it up from San Diego and transport it over to Texas, where I was. And we had it all arranged that when I landed here, my car would have been delivered within a day or two of my arrival. That's what it was. That was the arrangement prior to me leaving Hawaii. So I'm in Texas, and all of a sudden I get a call from the trucking company. No, I take that back. They didn't call me. I had to call them and find out what's the status of my car, or the truck. They tell me that they had a driver who was already booked, but something happened last minute where his truck broke down or something. His cat had a nosebleed, his dog needed braces, some kind of excuse came up, right? And so I was already planning for the variables, because there's always something that's going to come up. But what I did tell them was that there's a 7-day grace period from the time that my car arrived in the port to the time that it needs to be picked up before I start getting charged storage fees. So with that being said, day 7 arrives and they still have not found a driver. Now, I didn't quite understand what she meant by finding a driver, because I'm thinking this is the trucking company. Then she explains, oh no, what they do is they contract out. They put the route out, and truck drivers actually bid for it. And I guess my location being slightly off the beaten path, there was no truck drivers that wanted to take my car from San Diego down to where I'm located. So the problem with this is that now the truck drivers are wanting more money, because they can't, I guess there's no business where I'm at for them. It's just going to be a one-way thing where they come just to drop off, but they're not able to pick up like another car to take somewhere else. It's called piggybacking. Well, it's not my fault. All I know, and I'm going to put dollar amounts out there, the broker company, who I thought was the trucking company, quoted me $995 to bring my car from San Diego all the way to the little town in Texas that I'm at. $995. Fast forward to me being in Texas and finding out the driver they had canceled, and now we're getting to the point where my car is starting to accrue storage fees. So one, I don't have my vehicle when I'm supposed to have it. Two, I'm thinking, where is my car? That's my baby, right? I take care of it. I'm always making sure it's clean and it's protected. I keep it in the garage. That's my car. I'm thinking, where is it? Where's it being stored? And three, no, there's no sign of a driver to be even able to bring it to where I'm at. So there's no telling when I'm going to even get my car. And now four, storage fees are being added on by the day. Okay? So the company calls me back and they tell me, we have a driver, but he wants $1,400. And I said, well, we didn't agree on $1,400. We agreed on $995. Then they tell me, oh, that was just a quote. That was not like a contracted price that I was going to pay. In other words, that amount can go up, which it did. And they're telling me because the gas prices in California has gone up and, you know, these drivers, they can sense the desperation in the situation. So they're going to highball. They're going to want way more money than agreed on. And now this brokerage company is promising them all this money that I'm just supposed to be okay paying. And I told them, hey, listen, first of all, this driver wants cash. They don't take a credit card. They don't take anything. I don't even know who this driver is. They deal directly with the brokerage company. I find out later. And they're just giving them all these promises like I'm just supposed to pay the driver whatever amount that they tell them because I'm supposed to be desperate. And I'm still clinging to the $995 that I was quoted. That's the professional thing to do. I understand this is starting to sound like a case that you would find on Judge Judy because I would have all my documentation sprawled out on the counter in front of me, all the emails and everything that we agreed on. But this is not Judge Judy, and I'm really trying to not make this sound like a rant. But I do want this to be an educational video in case there are other people who are thinking of having their cars trucked across the country or to wherever, or if you're thinking of buying a car from a dealership out of state and you're trying to arrange to have it shipped over to you. These are some of the things that you may deal with. So keep in mind, it's always best to book directly with a trucking company, not a broker company, because all they're going to do is take their money from you. Okay, so before I get too off track, they tell me the driver wants $1,400 and the deposit is $250. So I pay them over the phone with my credit card the $250, and I'm thinking that's to lock in this driver. Now we're in a contract. No, that's not how it works. I pay them $250. That's their fee. So it's not $1,400 minus $250. No, the driver still wants $1,400. So it ended up went from $995 to costing me at this point $1,650. And that's another thing when you go with a brokerage company, they have their own fee on top of what the driver wants. Two separate things. So again, guys, live through my experience. They say experience is what you get right after you need it. And boy, I could have used some of this experience prior. But, you know, I was already in too deep. My car was already accruing storage fees. I just needed to get it to me. I lock in with the driver. Here's the thing. I lock in with him on Friday. They're closed. The dock where my car is stored at is closed on weekends. They're not open Saturday and Sunday. But guess who's still getting charged storage fees for Saturday and Sunday? That's right. I am. So with that being said, fast forward to Monday when they open. The brokerage company calls me and I tell them, you folks need to pay the storage fees because that is not my problem. I didn't cause it. And they agreed, so they negotiated with the peer and they ended up paying the storage fees. So that was the good thing. The driver's at the place and they tell me he's going to pick up your car today. You should get it in about 2 to 3 days. Sounds good to me. Sounds real good to me. Now I don't have to worry about the storage fees from day one, and I have a estimated date when my car should arrive. Well, that would be too good to be true. So, all of you know, if you watch my past videos, I had installed the Eibach Sportline kit, the lowering springs. Half an hour later, I get another call saying they are not able to load your car onto the truck because it's lowered. So you need to figure out what you want to do. And I'm just like, what? You're telling me that nobody has ever transported a lowered vehicle? I mean, I know there's Lamborghinis and all these cars that sit way lower to the ground than my car. They tell me I need to figure out what I want to do. Like, it's your problem. Okay. I was ready for more variables, and this was another one. Bear with me, guys. I mean, I'm trying to make a point here. Things that could go wrong when you decide to ship your car or truck your car overseas. And I had to call the dock and I had to ask them what my options were. So they had to put it on their flatbed. And this was going to cost me another $85 for them to put it on their flatbed and lift it up and then drive it across onto the other truck's flatbed. That was the only option I had. I had to pay more money out of pocket because there was no other way. And again, I was hitting desperation mode at this point. I hate to admit it, but you know what? There was nothing I could do. I needed to go this route to get my car. So I did. I paid them over the phone, another credit card charge, and they put it on their flatbed and drove it right across like a bridge to the other truck's flatbed. Great. Now the car is being shipped. From what I understand, they tell me, okay, the driver should be there in 2 to 3 days. Well, 3 days comes by, he's still not here. 4 days comes by, he's still not here. And they just say, well, that's to be expected. You know, we give you an estimated time of arrival. I'm just really shaking my head at this point. I'm starting to second guess. Did I make the right choice by bringing my car up here to Texas to be with me? Should I have left it at home where it's safe, in my garage, not accruing storage fees, but not being driven either? So, fast forward. Finally, the day arrives when the vehicle is getting delivered. But now the problem exists. How are we going to get it off the truck? So, I'm a AAA member. I decided to call AAA. I saw an opportunity. You know, I paid this annual membership with them. I've never used their service. I used it once when I needed a jump on my battery. So they book a flatbed from a local tow truck company to meet the driver where they're going to meet at and help him lower the vehicle. As the driver arrives, I get a call from AAA that tells me, oh, we can't do that. That's a third-party tow truck. We thought you needed it towed to your residence. I said, no, I explained all of this on the phone. And they said, sorry, but we can't help you. So this is the end of my story. I had to go ahead and call the company that they originally had booked, AAA, and still use their driver because they already had the flatbed who was already on his way, but AAA wasn't going to pay for it. So I had to pay another expense out of pocket to get my car lowered to the ground. All right. So that ended up being like another $75. So on not paying $9.95 to get my car trucked to my location, I paid $16.50 plus $85 to get it put on the truck, plus another $75 to get it lowered. I mean, brought to the ground so I could drive it. Guys, this is just some of the stuff that could happen when you go the route of having your car trucked to you. So with that being said, I do have my car, and I am going to post another video of me actually taking delivery of it so that you folks can kind of see what it kind of looked like. Although it was a little after the fact when I decided to take a video of it. But, you know, anyway, I just want to say thank you all for watching this little informational video. It wasn't really a rant. It was an informational video for any of you who may want to ship your car and get it trucked to your location. These are some of the variables that you are going to have to think about. Oh, and when it arrived, it was filthy dirty because of the elements. It was a flatbed. You could have went the route, I could have went the route of an enclosed container, but that's like $5,000. I was not trying to pay that much money to have my car put in a box. But anyway, I just want to say I have my vehicle now. I feel so much better. Now I can finally start making some content here locally. We are reunited, and that's going to be the next video coming up. So be sure to hit subscribe. Like this video if you found this information good or informative. And comment below. Let me know what you think, or if you've encountered anything like this or similar to my demise, to my issues that I had here shipping my car. Again, thank you for watching. This is Ryan from Riding in Style. And the last thing I'll say about this brokerage company is that's why they're called a brokerage company, because they will leave you broke.